Well, thank God I have to be up this early anyway for the FGO channel because I was just chilling over here waiting for them to drop some stuff over there when all of a sudden one of my buddies lets me know, hey, a new ban list dropped. You want to know what's on there? I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm trying to upload on the card shop again. Let me go ahead and do a reaction to that because as we all know, the most popular Yu-Gi-Oh content is looking at the ban list. Now, as someone who's kind of moving back in to playing, Master Duel more competitively again, as it's no secret, I do love me some Kashtira gaming, especially since it's less degenerate with the banning of what's it called, Diabolosis. I'm really liking the meta right now. It's actually kind of fun. Although, as you can see, I'm still trying to climb my way back up. I wasn't playing for a fat minute. I fell all the way to bronze, but we're working our way back up. But what I would like to see at least hit would be maybe something like Dragon Link, Purrely, and that's really about it. Like, as a Kashtira enjoy, I really don't want to see a hit to the deck. Really don't want to see that, but, probably if those decks go down in power, that's probably going to get a little too strong. So maybe, but I don't know what you hit in Kashtira. Like, everything is already, like, really good. I mean, I don't know. You can limit the Arise Heart to 1, which doesn't really do anything except in the mirror where you're just like, now you can't make Arise Heart. It's, like, fantastic. But let's stop delaying. Let's go ahead and look at this. There it is. I was like looking at this and I was like, is it not on Master Duel already? Alright, Master Duel, what you got? Cards to be limited. Runic Fountain and Mathmech Diameter? What? Bro. Konami. What about circular, man? What about circular? Let me show you guys a list I've been tinkering with and why this is like absolutely bizarre. Now, obviously in Mathmech, which was a deck that I played for a little bit, you do play like multiple, if not 3 diameter. It's very good. Like it just brings a guy back. It's part of your material for your Laplation. I believe that's the one that you make with the Super Factor that gives it a negate, right? Sorry, it has been a fat minute. All I'm really using Mathmech right now for is a summon bigger than ever Firewall over here. But it's like, I don't know, you play these guys because they're like free summons, but this is like the whole 1-card engine, right? Like you could dump Sigma, bring him back. You get the Search of Mathmech spell trap that like reborns a guy. They're just like free extension in this deck in the Cybers pile. So why you would go ahead and hit, do I have the base Mathmech deck that I play? There it is. Why you would hit like diameter over here? You can see that we're being real degenerate with this. Look, I stopped playing this a while ago. Don't get on to me about it. I have the 3 of them. I'm playing them, all right? But like, he's very good. I just don't know why you would hit diameter of all things, right? I think if you hit like super factorial, right? Like, well, not. I guess it's a little bit weird to say, but if you hit like super factorial, then Mathmech kind of has to move towards more of like the Cybers pile deck. But I think that's like part of the degenerate stuff that people don't like about Mathmech is that you're like ripping a card of their hand and you're like clearing their normal summon. It's a little bit degenerate, right? Then also setting up a negate for that. It's like, I get that's like kind of what they want to do, but that might be like another way to hit it. But diameter is just a very, very strange hit, to say the least. Runic Fountain, I guess, is fine because I haven't really encountered very many Runic games, but maybe just keeping Runic Fountain to 1 is fine because it is a very, very strong field spell, allowing you to go like +3, just getting all your Runic guys back. So maybe they're a little bit worried about that. Cards to be semi-limited. Signet Mining, Tempest, Pot of D's Nuts, Quick Launch, Chaos Space, like Purrely, the little baby Purrely, Delicious Memory, and Stovey Torby. Okay. So, okay, we can kind of unpack this. So, Signet Mining getting hit alongside Diameter maybe is a way to, like, limit the power of Mathmech. Because I believe in the TCG, isn't Circular at, like, 1 or something? Or is that always the talk that, like, Circular could be at 1 and because of, like, Small World and Mining, you have so many different ways to, like, get to your Circular. But this might be a way to maybe, like, limit some of that power, right? And just kind of limit the ability of, like, this Mathmech deck. But I don't really think Mathmech is really running all that rampant. I'm pulling up the tier list. And this is the Master Duel meta tier list, so, take it with a grain of salt. But, I mean, they do have, like, a decent enough record of, like, all the different tournaments and everything that are going on. And Mathmech's still only, like, tier 2. I don't know if it's, like, so big of a hit that it really... Or is, like, running rampant enough that it, like, warrants a hit. It's very... I don't know, strange, but maybe the pile deck is seeing more, like, play on ladder or something, where it's, like, really going crazy. I knew as soon as the Singularity Dragon dropped, a lot of people were complaining about seeing the big, like, different Cybers piles, so maybe it is making more of a splash than I'm realizing. But okay. It's just like interesting to like go after these instead of like circular or like superfactorial, which are like Mathmech's like best cards and like one of the best cards in like the Cybers pile. Tempest, fine, it's whatever. Bring him back to 3. Let my boy off the list. Pot of Desires, it's interesting to be semi-limited because I think Kashtira's playing it, which don't worry, I have a deck breakdown coming out for Kashtira. I think playing Desires in Kashtira is terrible, but I'll kind of address that as we move forward with my special brew of Kashtira. Very, very good brew that has been serving me very well. But sure, maybe you want to like inadvertently limit Kashtira a little bit more. You already have Pot of Desires limited, which makes like your Arise Hearts weaker. The planet's already at 1, makes your consistency a little less, worse. Fenrir being at 2 is also just like another like little hit. No Terraforming because of the Sins of Tear limit is also a little oof, right? It's also like not all that great. So I guess it's another way to be like, well, a lot of people are playing Pot of Desires. Let's have them like find Desires a little bit less. But yeah, I guess that's how they're going to be hitting Kashtira. Quick Launch is an interesting hit to Dragon Link. I think this is like a fine enough way to hit the deck. I've been playing Dragon Link a little bit more. I'd like to do like a deck breakdown for it, trying to learn it a little bit better. Although I still got to get myself Red MD, so the lines that I am learning right now are maybe a little strange. But it's Dragon Link. I mean, you have like 80 different lines to get to your end boards and whatever end boards you want to tailor for your opponent anyway. So it's kind of fine. But I still need to get that from the structure deck. But Quick Launch to Semi is fine. You find a little bit less often. I guess one of the most annoying things when going into Dragon Link is like you max see them and then they chain Quick Launch can always like be a little annoying. So they kind of like deny you like some of those extra draws. It's also just a great extender. Just screw it, grab any dragon from the deck. I guess it's fine. That's nice. Same thing for Chaos Space. Instead of limiting it like they did in the TCG, they just bring them both to 2, and maybe that hits the consistency a little bit. But the funny thing about like TCG players playing Dragon Link is like check up on some of their deck profiles to see what people are like, kind of their thoughts are on, like the YCSs and stuff. And there's been like a few of the Dragon Link players that I've like seen some of their profiles on, and they're just like, no, actually the right ratio was just we want 1 Chaos Space anyway. I'm like, all right, if you say so, man. If you're like, actually no, the ban list has really illuminated us to see that we only wanted 1 Chaos Space in the first place. And then Semi-Limit to Purrely, Delicious Memory, I guess are like fine ways to kind of hit the deck a little bit, but I think that's because Purrely didn't drop with any hits regardless, like when they first dropped. So I guess that's them kind of addressing the deck now to just little extra consistency hits. But I have had to do a little bit of Purrely testing on like EDO before like I can actually finish it because I'm still missing some of the other cards. Like I guess, but I think Delicious is like one of the few ones that I actually already have. Right? Where is it? I can't see what it is. My screen is so small. But okay, it's one of them. You can see it's one of the cards over here, right? Is it this one? That's Happy. Where is Delicious Memory? No, I want to. Where does it go? There it is. It's like passed over it. But it's like, okay, like axing that down to 1, I'm sure it's not going to really hurt. And then axing it down to 2, I don't think it's going to hurt either. Because, I don't know. Maybe it's just I have really bad luck with Kitty over here, but it always is finding me cards I don't want to find. It's like, bro, I need my spells. Please, give me the spell cards. And it's like, nah. I'm going to find you triple imperm. I'm like, yeah, thanks, man. That's very, very helpful. Thank you for that. But I'm sure if you're one of the better Purrely players, maybe it hurts you a little bit more than that. Because admittedly, I'm not like super practiced on the deck. I am testing it out and seeing if it's something I want to play on Master Duel. And then Stovey Torby is like a nice enough hit to like Furniture Lab. Which is, in my opinion, the correct way to be playing Labyrinth. I do still like the back row version of Labyrinth, but that's also because I refuse to engage with the furniture. But the furniture stuff does feel very good. Clock allowing you to like activate your traps immediately, and then like the other 2 functionally just like helping you find your other traps and other lab cards are just like nice. So it's like a little hit to them without having to go after like Big Welcome Labyrinth or Welcome Labyrinth, as those are like kind of your main ways to get Big Lady out from the deck. Because other than that, she's a 2 Tribute Bungus. And then cards that are going to be lifted. Triple Dryden, Triple Cobalt Sparrow. Is that it? Oh. Triple Dryden. Huh. That's... Let me... Now, I'm not as practiced on Bird Up. I'm not super practiced with Lyralist, so I don't know if that's going to be super problematic. But I don't really think like Lyralist Tri-Brigade is going to be like a huge issue. I'm not expecting it to be like, oh my goodness, they're going to like Samorg me again when Barrier Statue's banned. I don't know. I guess they could be very strange and, some literally just try, guys. Like, I'm gonna get myself Apex Avian and get one negate before I have to bounce back the hand. I don't think that's really gonna be all that problematic, but for what's her name? Dryden. Let me just pull up, like, I don't know, let me just look into like Exorcist or something. Let me look up, yeah, you. Okay, the only thing that I'm thinking is, like, I couldn't remember if Dryden was a hard once per turn or it was just a once per turn. Well, no, but you could only once per turn summon Dryden. Okay, so that's fine. Because I was like, is this gonna, like, I had to, like, refresh myself on this because it's been, I've only ever played with one Dryden. Dryden was already banned in the TCG when I got into that. And then we've only ever had one Dryden Master Duel. I'm like, okay, you can't, like, Dryden pop, make another Dryden pop, because I'm like, that sounds disgusting. So, 3 Dryden doesn't sound all that bad if you're a Zoodiac enjoyer. You know, pop off. If you want to play Zoodiac Tri Brigade, you can play more Dryden's. I guess it's fine. But without, like, Broad Bull or, what is the other card? Let me, I'm not looking stupid. Barrage. No, I remembered it. Without, like, Broad Bull and Barrage, I think we're going to be fine. There's also no, like, instant fusion, like, Norden shenanigans. Like, I've been looking into that stuff because, obviously, we have the Banlist tournament thing that we're going to be doing, or that series, the Regression Cup. You should check out, by the way, if you want to be a part of a big old series on the channel. But yeah, I was like looking into the stuff you could do with like Zoodiac and stuff for maybe a couple weeks after stuff starts to get banned, and maybe that's what's something that's like worthwhile in playing. And I was like, I don't think you could do that because that'd be a little too good. But like, you know, using like instant fusion Nord and stuff is crazy. But we don't have any of that, so I imagine triple Dryden's gonna be fine. But yeah, I don't know. This ban list, it seems fine. Like, it's nothing like too bad. Like, we're not like destroying any of these decks, but it's like, yeah, we're just gonna like limit Dragon Link a little bit by hitting some of their consistency cards, which normally I don't like hitting consistency cards because I feel like it makes things a little bit more annoying when you're playing the deck. But for Dragon Link, where you have like so many other options, I mean, it's literally just play good dragons and good dragon adjacent cards, you know, dot deck. So it's like, yeah, it'll be fine. Like, I think it'll be okay with that. Purrely, I think should be fine. Because Purrely already has like some hits in the TCG where they didn't ban anything outright, but they've like hit some of the cards. They've like limited a few, like 1 or 2 of them, I think, because it happened really quickly. Like once Purrely started topping or something, like they did it shockingly fast. But I think it'll be fine. Stovey Torby going to 2, I also imagine is probably fine. Runic Fountain going to 1 does feel like a little bad if you're a Runic player, because that does mean once the Fountain is outed, the Fountain is outed, which is probably for the best, because the Runic, like, advantage engine can be a little insane. So maybe getting it to the point where it's like, you out Fountain, you don't have to deal with it anymore, I guess is fine. But if you're not doing anything degenerate with Runic, like, you're just like, oh, I'm not playing Runic Stun, I'm playing, like, Runic Sprite or Runic Naturia or something, then I kind of feel a little bit bad. That might be a little sad for those guys, because they're playing, like, a real deck, but... Not to say that Runic Stun's not a real deck, but I don't respect it as much. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.